Are we recording? Is this on? Oh, shit. Jameis Winston throws 2 pick-sixes. Adam Vinatieri misses 3 kicks. And the Steelers only score 3 points. And welcome to Week 1, Fantasy Football Live, League of Fellowship. Quick dues update. We are 30% in, as Josh, Jake, and Mitch have all paid in. And we need to get all other 7 people paid in so that on the day of the championship is played, the winner gets paid immediately. I'd like to do a sit-down interview of the draft party recap. There was a lot of things that went down that need to be reviewed. We need to ask some questions of some certain individuals and get a recap of what all went down that night. That'll be one to remember for a very long time. Quick discussion, too, on the waiver wire. There is a little bit of an outcry for a little bit of accountability with that. I say we've got to leave it alone for the way that it is. The season has started. We've been doing this now for 8-9 years, and it's always been the 3 a.m. First guy to get them at 3 a.m. gets them. You know, it does take a little bit of effort to get up at 3 and then either stay up or never go to sleep and then go to work the next day. So you do pay a little bit of a price by getting up and getting that waiver wire opening deadline at 3 a.m. Congratulations to Preternatural Peter Beaters. He was high score, and his counterpart, the low score, was Pink Tacos. Let's get into some Week 1 matchups. Week 1 matchups. Matt Hatter, Mitch, versus Bare Necessities, Craig. Mitch wins by 0.9 points. Philip Lindsay catches a garbage time reception to seal the deal for Matt Hatter. Dime Shifters, Jason defeats Pink Tacos, Jake, defeating Jake in the season opener 2 years in a row. Sammy Watkins scores 54.3 real quick to seal that deal. Preternatural Peter Beaters, Alex defeats Russia Red, Augie. Alex was 4.5 points away from winning by 100 points. I don't know that we've seen a victory by that big of a margin, as Eckler for the Chargers scores 43.4 points to run away with the win. Use Drildos. John defeats your dad's butthole. Misha drills your dad's butthole by 56.2 points, as Christian McCaffrey scores 37.9 points to fire up the Drildos. Breaking Bread, myself, defeats Montville Honkies, Myron, margin of victory 51.7. There's some big victory margins out there. This first week is a good tier of us scored a lot of points, and then there's another tier that didn't score so many. Bread was broken, but not on my team. Everything working fine there, as Lamar Jackson leads the Ravens to a Breaking Bread victory. Now, let's go into a segment I call A Deeper Look. Welcome back to A Deeper Look. Super hyped Bears, David Montgomery, the running back, only scores 5 points for the Montville Honkies, as Devontae Adams also gets bread only 5.6 points. But by quick goat thinking, I moved the Jag defense off of my starting lineup, picked up the number 2 rated defense in the league, the Ravens. I can't believe that they were still out there, for a 17-point turnaround. Jags netted negative 3 points. Ravens got me 14 positive. That's a 17-point turnaround. However, Myron could have made this much closer. He leaves Deshaun Jackson on the bench with 43.4 and Larry Fitzgerald on the bench with 21.3, losing a net 64.7 points that really meant nothing. A deeper look. Your dad's butthole versus used Drildos. All started normally until Misha picked up and started Jameis Winston. I think that's Bob Menery's shitbag titty F of the week. Let's check that out.
Settle down, everybody. Settle down. I know you wanted Antonio Brown for shitbag titty fuck of the week, but let's be honest. I mean, he didn't play. There's rules here. You gotta play, and also it's just 2019. We cannot touch that shit right now. So our winner for week 1 is this man, Jameis Winston. It was an absolute fucking disaster for him. He was throwing the ball to people that didn't even fucking exist. Here he throws it to his imaginary friend in the corner of the fucking end zone and not even close. Intentional grounding. The guy was throwing the ball wherever he could, but just not in the right places. Here he just hands it off to Richard Sherman, and now we have to watch Richard dance around for 2 minutes in the end zone. The Niners absolutely stole this game from Tampa Bay, Peter. We got to be careful with that word with Jameis, because remember that time he stole the soda from Burger King? Yeah, that's right. Guy's a multi-millionaire, stealing fucking sodas. Why do we bring it up? Well, we kind of have to, because Jameis, you're the shitbag titty fuck of the week.
Jameis Winston netted 6.3 points, also the lowest points score among all starting QBs. 2 pick sixes. I don't think I've seen that in a while, unless it was a Lions quarterback. But the kick to the balls was a guy who never kicked at all. Matt Bryant, Misha's starting kicker, never even had an extra point attempt for the Falcons. Joining in your dad's butthole for dinner was Tyreek Hill, out with an injury. Quan Alexander, 3 tackles. Matt Bryant, 0 for 0. And Jameis Winston, 6.3. Drill Doe's D nets 1 point, and surprisingly, Devontae Freeman only nets 3.6. But Drill Doe's did look good everywhere else. Misha's three-headed dildo monster, starring Jameis Winston, Kirk Cousins, and Mitchell Trubisky, should be interesting to watch. A deeper look, Preternatural Peter Beaters versus Russia Red, Alex versus Augie. Peter Beaters beating the Peter out of Russia Red, which is now purple, as another three-headed dildo of Dak Prescott, Aaron Rodgers, and Kyler Murray going in on some Russia rectum, which is now a dead rectum. Joe Mixon nets 2.7 out with an injury, and Vance McDonald nets 5, as Russia rectum needs help fast. With Chris Carson on the bench with 21.1 and Michael Gallup with 19.3, those would have made the loss maybe a little bit more respectable, but not any more inevitable. We hope for a quick healing for the Russia dead rectum and his next opponent, as their ears are pinned back and their trousers just hit the floor.
It's not nice to call people faggots. Faggots.
Dime Shifters versus Pink Tacos. Let's do a deeper look. Jason versus Jake. Interesting enough, though, these guys' their real names, Jason and Jake, both start with a J-A. And the only other guy I know that his name starts with a J-A is Ja Rule.
Oh my God, this is terrible. Could somebody please find Ja Rule, get hold of this motherfucker so I can make sense of all this. Where is Ja? Have me Ja Rule.
Apparently only dudes with names starting in J-A could play in this matchup. For the second year in a row, Jason starts the year off defeating Jake by 85.7 points. The margin of victory was almost as big as Jake's points scored, as he was only 3 points away from doubling up. Sorry, I was going to sneeze there. Impressive start for this sophomore year of Jason's. Last year, rookie year, he ended up being dead last, but of course he was a rookie. Sophomore year, starting off with a bang. Cam Newton totally dime shifted all over Pink Tacos with a 5.8 offering. O.J. Howard chipped in 5.2, and the Chargers D was only able to muster up 2 points against the mighty offense of the Colts and Jacoby Brissett. Phillip Rivers on Jake's bench quadruples Cam's output and the wasted effort in riding Pine. I expect a team name change in order back to Leather Cheerios if things remain the same for tacos. Matt Hatter, Mitch versus Bare Necessity, Craig. Probably the most interesting matchup of the two, as it was closely contested. This is our first real nail-biter of the season, as it came down to the wire. Could Philip Lindsay save the day for the Matt Hatter at 0 hour? In short, yes. But in deeper looks, we find huge errors on the Bare Necessities starting lineup. Kyle Rudolph lands a huge 0 points. Sony Michel chips in 1.4. Aaron Donald 1 tackle and within three starting positions, 2.4 points. And the real ball buster, Marquise Brown for the Ravens, on the bench for Bare Necessity with 40.7 points. This wouldn't have even been close. Plugging him in would have secured a victory against the other three-headed monster dildo consisting of Drew Brees, Deshaun Watson, and Tom Brady. 3 different teams right now in our league have quarterbacks, 3 quarterbacks. So there's 9 quarterbacks on 3 different teams. Arguably, I don't think I've ever seen that many quarterbacks on 3 different teams with 3 different quarterbacks. Quick injury update: Josh Darnold out indefinitely with mono. Tyreek Hill out 4 to 6 weeks, and many other collarbones popping like 14-year-old Jerry's. Thank you for listening and watching Week 1 Fantasy Football Live League of Fellowship. This is Breaking Bread, your commissioner and pastor, signing out. Check 1, 2. You mother...